The pilot we shot in 2019, and we both have small children. So let's just preface this with that.
There's a lot going on.
There's so much going on.
So much has happened since then.
Hi, we're the cast of Yellowjackets, and we're going to catch you up on seasons 1 and 2. Previously on Yellowjackets.
It opens in New Jersey, following these teenagers getting ready to go to high school, and then we find out they're all members of the soccer team.
And the girls are about to go to nationals because they're very good soccer players.
It's so good.
Yeah.
What is your character, a fullback? Midfield?
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so they go to get on this plane and go to nationals, and then the plane crashes somewhere out in the woods. Do we know specifically that it's northern Canada?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's like northern Canada.
Yeah.
Way out in the woods, and it's 1996, so, no cell phones. Coach, Ben, loses his leg. He's crushed, and then Misty cuts it off for him. That whole scene, the whole aftermath thing was really, really incredible.
I love that episode 2.
Yeah, it was really, fun.
Yeah.
It felt very MTV and, jazzy.
And they were all so good. They're so good. The casting is very, very good. Every single person. Everybody who crashed in the wilderness and survived the plane crash, because a couple of people died. My character is Shauna. She's played by Sophie Nélisse in the teen timeline. Shauna is living in New Jersey. She's kind of like a wife and a mom. She's married to Jeff.
Jeff?
There you go, Jeff.
I love Jeff.
I love Jeff. Jeff runs a furniture store, and he's doing very well, thank you. And that's
is he though?
No, he's not doing so well with his furniture store. Jeff, as it turns out, is Jackie's boyfriend from episode 1. You discover in episode 1 that Shauna's been having a secret affair with her best friend's boyfriend. And we have a daughter whose name is Kelly, and she's played by Sarah Desjardins.
My character's Misty, and she's played by Samantha Hanratty in the teen timeline.
And there's also Natalie, who as an adult is played by Juliette Lewis, and as a teen is played by Sophie Thatcher. There's Thaisa, who as an adult is played by Tawny Cypress, and as a teen is played by Jasmine Savoy Brown.
Thaisa, in the present day, is a very high-powered lawyer who's running for state senator.
Van, of course, who's played by Liv Hewson and Lauren Ambrose as an adult. And Lottie, of course, who is played by Courtney Eaton as a teen, and Simone Kessel as an adult. Laura Lee, there's a character, Laura Lee.
That's right, with her teddy bear.
Yeah, Jane Widdop, she was so great.
She was really great.
The men coach who had brought his two sons with him, Travis and Harvey.
That's right.
Flash forward. So some of the characters, adult character gets a postcard with a symbol that they're familiar with from the wilderness.
So what does it mean? Natalie's back in town, and Natalie is looking for grown-up Travis because they were in a relationship on and off for years, and now she'd like to find him, that she's gotten out of rehab. So then Misty offers to help Natalie find Travis because Misty knows where everyone is, basically. And they go up to find Travis, but Travis has hung himself in a nearby barn where he works. And so then that propels those two onto trying to find Travis's murderer, because Natalie refuses to believe that he has killed himself. And they find, under his body, where he's, hanging from a crane, they find, places where candles used to be, so it looks very much like a ritual that they are familiar with.
Okay, so Shauna gets into a car accident that was not her fault, and that's what I strongly believe. And the person in the other car is a young local artist named Adam Martin. And then he sort of takes an interest, and she's like, what's going on? But then they meet up, and then they just have this kind of chemistry, and they start having an affair. She's a bit of a reckless person, and she thinks that Jeff is having an affair, to be fair. So she thinks that he's already doing it. So why shouldn't she?
Justified. It's a justified affair.
Very justified. No problems with that.
No.
Kelly discovers them at the Halloween party.
Whoa.
Well, that's the problem with dating younger men, right?
Yeah, they're going to go to the same
Halloween
Halloween
parties
parties.
as your
Teenage daughter is just going to get messy. You don't want to do that. Try to have an affair with an
not a
older
good
person
idea.
who's going to be at different parties than your child is at. That's what I would advise. So she made a mistake there. Probably going to the Halloween party
It was also a mistake, yeah.
was a mistake. Who wants to do that? They went to Brooklyn,
They had to go all the way to Brooklyn from New Jersey.
10 p.m. or something.
It's late.
Oh, no, thank you. It's not. I'm not going to have an affair. I don't want to do all that.
It's a lot. It seems like so much work.
No. What a nightmare. Anyway, so Shauna did that, and Kelly's a little bit of a tricky little one, and she thinks she's going to blackmail Shauna, and Shauna's like, oh, you don't know who you're messing with.
Have you ever heard of mutually assured destruction?
There's some interesting dynamics there, mother-daughter dynamics, that I enjoy playing with Sarah. Back in the wilderness, Shauna finds out that she's pregnant, and it's Jeff's. The attempted abortion scene is very upsetting, and especially now, really difficult to watch, really heartbreaking. And both Jasmine and Sophie, who were in that scene, did such a beautiful job. It was really, really tricky. It's just awful to think of anyone having to go through that. That was one of the hardest and most beautiful scenes in the show, and a scene where you really see like the depths of these actors' talent and what they can do. Like, I just feel like Sophie's just like limitless emotion. I don't want to die. It's so crazy. And then she's just like, okay. You know, she does some crazy thing. She's like, She's so nonchalant about it. But yeah, it was a really tragic scene, and Shauna kind of panicked at the last minute, and they stopped it, and she remained pregnant, and it's just all a horrible, tragic situation. I honestly don't know if Shauna was planning on telling Jackie the truth.
She lied about who the baby
She lied about who
baby's
the father
yeah.
was and said it was Randy. Of
I
all
would have
people.
chosen someone else.
Yeah.
To have
Just
my
choose a
pretend baby
stranger.
daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lottie starts
Yeah.
having visions. She is schizophrenic, and she runs out of her medication. And at first, you're not sure if it's her schizophrenia or if she's actually having visions, or, you know, and if they're not alone out there. The cabin is haunted because they find a cabin they live in, an abandoned one with a dead body in it. So they're doing a seance. Lottie's all screwed up.
She starts speaking French.
Yeah.
Courtney did such a good job.
She really did.
Yeah.
She starts speaking French, and then she starts slamming her head against the glass. And Jackie has been studying French in high school, and her high school French tells us that she said something ominous. But I can't remember what it is.
Smell blood. Or else.
Or else what, Lottie?
Flash forward.
Shauna, Natalie, and Thaisa agreed to pay $50,000 to the blackmailer and arrange a meeting with this blackmailer, and then try to sort of capture him. But he runs away, and that's all a big mess.
Got any more good ideas? We look for an asshole covered in glitter.
Back in the wilderness, young Thaisa gathers support to leave their cabin and hike back to civilization.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
this.
but that doesn't go well.
Right, because Van gets attacked by wolves.
Oh, yeah. That's terrible.
It's bad.
Yes.
Yeah, they come
They're
back.
forced to come back
They
to
have
the
to come
group.
back because of the wolves. Natalie and Travis start having their affair when they're out in the wilderness, and she's having lots of trouble with Travis. He's kind of being a jerk.
He's being a
actually
real
kind of
jerk.
a real jerk.
I made a mistake.
Well, apparently so did I.
She goes to Coach Ben to seek advice from him. And Misty is also really, like, she's caretaking Coach Ben, so she starts developing feelings for him. But he's gay, as he reveals to Natalie.
Yeah, he and Natalie get quite close. It's a really lovely
Yeah, he's very cute,
relationship.
yeah.
And we love Stephen Kruger.
I love Stephen
Love
Kruger.
Stephen Kruger.
I love the two of them, Stephen
I
Kruger
love
and
them
Sophie
together.
Thatcher. Really
Love
make
all
me
those
happy.
scenes. Could
Yeah.
watch them forever. Doomcoming is a great, fun episode. The girls decide to throw a party. And
Like homecoming.
Yeah, like homecoming, but
But
spooky.
Doomcoming, yeah.
Is that when you, Misty?
Yes, she's been gathering magic mushrooms. But Mari takes her mushrooms and accuses her of withholding food and then puts it in everybody's soup.
Yeah, so then everybody's just tripping and crazy.
Yeah.
And this is where a hunt happens, where they all get a bit feral. A bit.
They
Quite
start
feral.
attacking Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Travis.
Although he was a jerk, so
He was a jerk.
You get what you.
Kevin, the
Well,
actor
it's
who
karma.
plays Travis, isn't a jerk. But
No, Kevin is not a jerk.
Kevin's
Kevin's
lovely.
amazing.
Jackie and Shauna's resentment builds up. This is very sad. They have a huge fight, and they both were amazing. Oh, Ella Purnell. What a great actor.
She's very good.
Go on, get out! No. I can't be around you. I can't even look at you right now.
Well, that sounds like your problem. So maybe you should leave.
But then, unfortunately, it snows, gets very, very cold, and there's a lovely sequence where Jackie is kind of invited to her death, and then the next day she's dead.
Back in the present day, what Misty is doing while you guys are paying off the blackmailer is this reporter, Jessica Roberts, has been nosing around, and Misty decides that she's a threat to the other Yellowjackets, and so Misty kidnaps her and keeps her in her basement until she can figure out who hired her, why she's there, all this stuff. And she finally kind of realizes that she's not a threat, and so she poisons her pack of cigarettes and lets her go, and Jessica Roberts dies in pretty quickly from fentanyl poisoning in her car.
Do you feel like this is the first time Misty has held someone captive in the basement? The
No, that's
basement
why she was
well
all ready to
equipped.
go. That's
Seemed
why
like it.
It was prepared. That's why she had her murder suit.
Yeah, she's got all the supplies.
Yeah.
So Natalie's. She
Oh,
gets
that's right.
Kidnapped.
She gets kidnapped by the purple people.
They've gone to the end. She
Right.
gets kidnapped.
God damn it.
What is it, a wellness center or a cult? What do you guys think? A
You
little bit of
decide.
both?
That's for the
Yeah.
audience to decide.
Yeah, that is for the
That's-
audience
that's
to
objective.
decide whether it's a cult or a wellness centre, but it is run by adult Lottie, who's played by Simone Kessel, who I adore.
We're not a cult.
And she has kidnapped Natalie and taken her there.
Yeah.
And Misty discovers that Natalie is missing and decides to look for her. And somehow, I don't know how Walter gets involved. How does she meet Walter? He's at the nursing home?
Online citizen detective.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. He's on the citizen detective forum. And he also comes to the nursing home. And then he leaves her notes and stuff and has information about Natalie.
Yeah.
And so they team up to investigate Natalie's disappearance.
We're here to rescue you. I mean, you were kidnapped, right?
No. Yes, technically I was, but it's no big deal, okay?
Walter, played by Elijah
Yes.
Wood, who's one of my very
You
best
guys are-
friends.
They're on a text chain and have been
We
for 10
text
years.
every single day.
Every single day.
Every single day. Not today, though.
No, not today.
Is he okay?
I don't know.
We'll find out. Find out in a minute. So at the end of season 1, Adam's body is discovered, and Jeff and Shauna decide to go to his art studio to cover up evidence. To me, that's not a good idea to go to your deceased lover's art studio, who you killed accidentally in a trauma panic, not murdered.
I hope they
Thank
get
you,
rid of the body.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you helped with that. You were so helpful.
I was
Thank
helpful.
you. The most
I came-
helpful.
I came
MVP.
right in.
Who died?
I was so
Amazing.
pregnant when we shot that. Remember, I couldn't
I
bend
know.
down.
What a
They were like-
trooper.
They're like, you need to pick that up off the floor. And I was like, it's not going to happen. I
So
can't
heavily
bend over.
pregnant and working so hard.
So hard.
They get to his art studio. It's covered with pictures of Shauna,
Yeah.
which was weird for
really
me to
a
see.
lot of pictures
So many
of you.
pictures of me. And then they have sex in there, because why not? Throw a bunch of...
The documents, personal documents.
Yeah, they burn on their barbecue. And a tree really caught fire when we did that. Scary for a minute. And then Kelly finds a piece of his ID because it didn't burn properly. So then Kelly has more information. She's like, oh my God, what are my parents doing? They're crazy.
Back in the wilderness.
Tell them what you've been up to with Jackie.
Just talking.
Talking. Shauna's been braiding Jackie's hair. She's been doing her makeup.
Holy Christ.
They decide they're going to burn her body, just, on a funeral pyre. And then the snow comes and puts it out, so she doesn't burn fully, she just cooks, and it smells like cooked meat, and the girls go nuts
Yeah.
and eat her. So this whole time, Thaisa has been experiencing sleepwalking and sort of leaving her body and like something else taking over. And to fight this, when they go to bed, they've started tying themselves to each other so that Van can prevent her from sleepwalking, because she goes off once, and by the time Van grabs her, she's like on the edge of a cliff about to fall off.
Yeah, it's very scary and very crazy. And while she's sleepwalking, she discovers symbols carved into trees around the woods where they are, mysterious symbols.
And it's that same symbol, right? That's
Yeah,
on
from the
the
postcards. There's a very devastating episode where Shauna goes into labor, and it's very interesting when you see the dynamics of all the team, people who are helping. Coach just checks out completely, doesn't want to help.
I just pressed play on a video.
Which sort of turns everyone against him a little bit. He's really suffering. Shauna obviously is having the worst time of her life. She's in labor in the wilderness. It's incredibly painful. She's very, very scared. Things are not going very well. Then there's a sequence where she is trying to feed the baby, having a very hard time feeding the baby. And she's very upset. And then finally the baby starts feeding and she's like, oh my God, thank God.
It's you and me against the whole world.
And then she sees them all eating the baby. And then it turns out that the whole thing was just a dream. In fact, the baby was not alive when it was born. And she's really heartbroken. So sad. I didn't think I was going to cry, but I just think about Sophie doing that, and it's so amazing. It was really sad.
It's really sad. It was difficult to read, let alone watch.
Oh, God, I know.
You didn't make it, Shauna. No, he was alive. No, he was alive. I held him.
Flash forward. Thaisa, in the present day, she really starts to go off the rails. She realizes that the sleepwalking is happening again in her adult life, and she has this person she becomes Other Ty. So she leaves her body, Other Ty comes. Other Ty has done horrible things like behead a dog, and is scaring her child. And so the second one, she kind of goes nuts. Her wife leaves her, and she goes off looking for Van.
And finds Van.
And then Lottie is obsessed with the idea that all these terrible things are happening and their lives are falling apart, and they're falling apart as adults because the wilderness is still with them and is not satisfied and needs more, wants another sacrifice from them. And so convinces them to be a part of this crazy reenactment of the hunts of Days of Yore. And they do the card thing, and Shauna pulls the queen, which means that we all have to hunt and kill her. And then one of Lottie's acolytes shows up and tries to defend her with a rifle.
Callie shows up.
Callie shows up, she's got a gun. And then Misty's like, okay, I'm gonna protect everybody by poisoning Lisa, the acolyte, with this syringe of fentanyl I happen to have in my pocket. And as she's running over, Natalie, who's formed a bond with Lisa and loves her and feels for her, decides to step in front of her and take the syringe instead. Because she always felt, because she should have died instead of Javi. In the wilderness, he's running away from everybody in the hunt, and he falls through the ice, and she allows him to die so that she won't be hunted and killed. And so in this moment, it's like she's making up for that in her past. But basically, so she causes Misty to accidentally kill her, and that's upsetting for everyone.
No. Natalie.
God, good job.
Thanks. That's everything you need to know about season 1 or season 2, or at least everything that we can remember.
Yeah, I would recommend watching the
just
show.
watch it.
And then on Valentine's Day, you can watch 2 episodes of season 3.
Yeah.